This is the inguinal ligament. This is the abdominal aponeurosis. This is the linea alba. And this is the linea semilunaris. This is the median umbilical fold in the middle, and these are the two medial umbilical folds.
Here is the visceral peritoneal membrane, found in red. Here's the parietal peritoneal membrane in blue. It goes all the way around the cavity. Here is the mesentery in purple. It goes to the small intestine. And here's the greater omentum starting at the stomach and then going to the transverse colon. Here's the lesser omentum from the liver to the stomach. And here's the transverse mesocolon from the transverse colon to the parietal peritoneal membrane.
So here's the transverse mesocolon again. The space directly above it will be the supracolic space. The space directly below it will be the infracolic space. And then the sides over here will be the paracolic gutters on both sides. Over here, on the front of the liver, you're going to have the falciform ligament. And then at the very bottom, coming off of the falciform, will be called the round ligament.
This is the connective tissue surrounding your abdominals below the arcuate line. To give you reference, going this direction is towards your head, going that direction is towards your feet. Now, this is the rectus abdominis. This is the external abdominal oblique, this outermost muscle layer. This is the internal abdominal oblique, this middle layer. And this is the transverse abdominis, this innermost layer of muscle. This blue, green, and black layers make up the anterior rectus sheath, and more specifically, they make up the aponeurosis of the external abdominal oblique. The green is the aponeurosis of the internal abdominal oblique, and the black is the transversalis fasciae. Now, this orange part is the extraperitoneal fat. This deep blue part is the parietal peritoneal membrane, or parietal peritoneum. And then this blue part in the middle is the linea alba. All right, we're gonna be going over the rectus sheath above the arcuate line. Notice that there's one half of the rectus sheath that goes anterior to the rectus abdominis, which these red muscles right here are the rectus abdominis. And there's one other half of the rectus sheath that goes posterior to the rectus abdominis. Now, reference again, this is the rectus abdominis. This is the linea alba. This is the external abdominal oblique. This is the internal abdominal oblique. This is the transverse abdominis. Now, with the anterior rectus sheath, to be more specific, this is the aponeurosis of the exterior abdominal oblique. This green part that goes anterior, noticing that they split, is the anterior half of the anterior rectus sheath. And the part that splits and goes posterior is the posterior portion, or posterior half, of the aponeurosis of the internal abdominal oblique. This black layer underneath it is the transversalis fasciae. Underneath that, or posterior to that is the extraperitoneal fat, and underneath that is the parietal peritoneum, or the parietal peritoneal membrane.